Hello everybody, Dokkan Assets here. Today we are back with another figure unboxing video, and today I am very excited. We are not only going to be taking a little bit of a more chill pill, open up a smaller boy, a easier boy to look at. We're going to be opening up a figure that I have actually wanted in my collection for some time now. Ever since I saw this thing back in the day, I have not been able to find a good price for him until lately, and that is of course the figure in front of you, the Dragon Ball Z Fruit Punch of Saiyans, Super Saiyan Goku. Now, I am really excited for this figure. Like I said, I have had this figure on my radar for a very, very long time. This is by far, I believe, my favorite BOS figure for sure, obviously being a BOS special figure. I was able to see this guy in person rather, excuse me, before I actually purchased him. I actually saw him in the store quite a long time ago by this point. I believe it was at my local box lunch. And I did cop him off at Amazon. That's why he's got that sticker there. But obviously we have the sticker of authenticity there. And ladies and gentlemen, look at that packaging. That is really cool. That is very reminiscent of the UI Goku packaging for the BOS UI Goku. But this guy looks really, really good. This is one of those figures that I look at and I think, this isn't a figure of Goku, this is Goku. It looks really, really cool. So we're going to crack into it here. And yeah, I would highly recommend this guy, honestly. Like I said, I did get him for a discount recently. I believe Amazon usually has him for $25, but I was able to cop mine for $20 with a sale that Amazon was having. So I was very excited to get this guy. And no particular reason why I'm opening him now. What? Okay, interesting packaging. I'm really hoping that this isn't a fake. The sticker on the top would lead me to believe it's not, but I've never seen a figure packaged like that before. Though, to be fair, it does have Japanese text on the packaging. I know it's kind of... Let me turn on the light, actually. Maybe you can see it better that way. Yeah, you can kind of see the glare a little bit better of it there. Interesting. I'll have to take a look at some unboxings of this guy's. Or of this guy rather, excuse me, on other people's channels and see if it is the same or not, because that is a little bit alarming, I'm not gonna lie. That makes me feel like that this is a fake, but I'm pretty sure that it's not, because I did look at like the pictures on the Amazon reviews and stuff like that before I actually bought it. Interesting, this is sealed. Okay, so maybe this isn't repackaged, because this actually does feel like the proper packaging, and it does have your usual hole, which is what most of the time the packaging on these figures has. I suppose when we actually open up the figure, we'll know that, oh no, okay, this is definitely legit. This feels very high quality in terms of the stand here. It also has the correct Bandai copyright info. It's funny that it's backwards when it's on the back, but it's harder to actually like see it on the front, as you can see. But yeah, there's the correct Bandai copyright info. So we're chilling. We're good. Phew! Oh, thank God. I was really hoping that this guy wasn't fake, because I have been looking forward to this figure for a long time. Let me actually open him up this way. There we go. Yeah, this is a super cool figure. I know not everybody is a fan of the gimmick of the BOS line, which is the shiny paint on the head. As you can see, Goku's got the shine on his head. We'll take a look at that in more detail in a moment. But, I don't know. I've always been a fan of the line. I think it's just like a pretty neat gimmick. It is definitely something that's a little bit more different than your usual Dragon Ball figure, which I also think is cool, because obviously having a little bit of uniqueness is pretty nice as well. Alright, so we have our stand here. This is a very nice stand, if I do say so myself. This isn't as cheap as like the super cheap plastic ones that are kind of like, I don't know, I don't want to say like rough when you rub them, but like sort of gritty a little bit. Alright, so let's go ahead and take him out of the box. His coloring is a little bit lighter than I anticipated on the clothes, which is kind of interesting. I don't necessarily think it's a bad look, but his pants are definitely a bit of a lighter yellow than I expected. They look kind of closer to what they quote-unquote should be on camera, but they're definitely a little bit of a lighter. Yeah, they're like super yellow on the front, but then on the back they're orange. It's very interesting. The boots look really nice, though. Definitely very nicely sculpted. I do like the sculpt of the pants as well. The only unfortunate thing with mine is that you can see this huge seam line with the pants here, where it sort of, you know, obviously is the piece that they put on to make this look like the pants are ripped. But other than that, the detail is very nice. I love the look of the obi belt swishing to the side, and there's a reason why it's swishing there. You'll see that in a moment. Let's go ahead and open up his hand and arm here. Yeah, so this is really interesting. So, okay, good. So it does look like the color that it should, which is this color, because on the back it does look like this color. Unfortunately, when Ben Presto was bought out by Bandai Spirits, they stopped coloring the back of the figures with the proper color, which is stupid because it's a three-dimensional object. You know, you would be looking at all sides, but Bandai will be Bandai. And this does look really good, though. The detailing on the actual uniform, or I guess just his gi, is really, really nice. The muscle detail also seems pretty accurate to me. Can't really see any discrepancies on that front. Let's go ahead and chuck this on. This is interesting that the obi belt actually just like moves to the side of this. I guess that's sort of the advantage of it not being very hard plastic, right? It's sort of like movable like this. Very nice. And with the way that the sort of like rip in his shirt is up a little bit, you cannot even tell that this was two pieces 2 seconds ago. That is a very nice mesh. All right. So let's move on to the head. Ooh, man, I am really excited to get into this head. Again, like I said, this is, for me, you all know that I'm a super big stickler when it comes to Dragon Ball faces, and this was a face that when I saw it, I was like, I have to have this figure, because this is one of the best Goku faces that I have ever seen on a figure. Woo-hoo-hoo! That is pretty good looking, if I do say so myself. That is really cool. Now again, I know some people might not be a fan of the yellow paint. Obviously, it is a literal gold this time around. But of course, you know, it is that sort of shiny gimmick that they go for with this line. But personally, I do think it is pretty cool. I definitely think it's a neat little shenanigan that is just something to spice the lineup, rather. Alright, so obviously this looks weird putting it on like this. How does this head actually go on? Is it like this? Yeah, that would make sense. Oh, wow, that looks awesome. Ow! I don't know if you can see the spikes. Be careful when you're putting this on. That, oh my gosh, ow, those are really sharp. Okay. Oh, even out the pain. Ow! That is super painful. Oh my gosh. Well, anyway, on the actual figure, let's go ahead and zoom out a little bit here, and we'll actually put my man on the stand here. This fits in nicely, by the way, and he just kind of sits on the stand, shooting the ki blast, and wow, that is a pretty good looking figure, if I do say so myself. Wow, that is cool. That is definitely a very, very nice Goku figure. That's cool. Yeah, I really like this figure a lot. Obviously, this pose is a pretty iconic pose from the Namek saga. Of course, we don't get blue shirt Goku figures in Super Saiyan too crazy often. I think I only own one other, which is the Master Lies evolving one, and the one where you can change his head. But this is a really, really cool looking figure. Definitely recommend this guy. And the nice thing about this guy too is obviously he's cheap. This is only a $20 figure for this amazing quality, right? I think this is definitely a very great figure for the price. All right, let's go ahead and move on to our size comparisons. All right, so obviously for our usual boys, we got the Ichiban Kuji Gotenks and the WCF Super Saiyan Blue Goku. Of course, this figure is quite a bit taller than both of them. It also helps that my man is up on the stand a little bit too, floating off the ground. And he stands at about, I would say, 11¼ inches. Let me bring the camera up for you so you can see that. Obviously, it's a little bit hard to tell with the camera angle here, but obviously his hair does curl back a little bit on the camera. Actually, well, no, I think that's more like 10¼ honestly, and that's kind of how it looks on camera right there. Yeah, I would actually say that's more like 10¼ That definitely seems like a accurate measurement to me for sure. So definitely not a bad figure. Again, that is probably the size that you're going to be looking into for most Banpresto figures, in the $20 price range are kind of about that size, right? For a Goku figure, I think that's pretty good. Alright, so let's go ahead and compare to some figures. We do have two figures that I'm just going to bring out for a quick comparison. Because I've been talking about the BOS line a little bit and their color shenanigans, I did want to bring out another BOS figure, of course, that being the BOS Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku. And both of these figures are really, really cool. Obviously, again, kind of instating the gimmick of the super shiny hair here. These guys are both really cool, but I definitely like the Super Saiyan one a lot better. I think that his face just encapsulates Goku's expression a lot more, even though I think that the BOS line, really all of the figures except for Rose, in my opinion, at least all the ones that I've taken a look at personally, I feel like have all done a good job of representing the character. Even though I think the SSBK expression is really good, I think that the expression on the Super Saiyan one is just unmatched in terms of looking like Goku. It looks really, really good. But the sculpting on both of these is really cool, and I think that it would definitely be awesome to have a full cabinet of these shiny-haired boys in your collection. Moving on from him, I don't really have many other Gokus that I can compare him to. However, if we're talking Namek shenanigans, I believe this is definitely a good figure to bring onto the display here. This, of course, is the GX Materia. It's hard to get a good angle of this guy from where I'm sitting here, but the GX Materia base form Kamehameha Goku. These figures look so cool together. Obviously, Goku is wearing the blue shirt in both of these moments, and I think that this would make a fantastic display of some kind, having Goku blast forward in both forms here on Namek. This could definitely be part of some really cool Namek display, and it's interesting to see too. Both of these figures have a bit of a different sculpting style, but are still both really well done, and honestly, some of my favorite Goku figures in my collection for sure. So I think it just goes to show, right, that not necessarily one sculpting style is better than the other, but when your sculpting style is good and it captures the character right, it does a very good job. And our final figure for today, and the one that I definitely wanted to compare this guy to the most, another figure from one of my favorite lines, of course, being the GX Materia line. How could I not include him? We have the GX Materia Final Form Frieza. And these guys look really, really cool together. Obviously, keeping with our Namek Saga theme here, these guys are awesome. You could definitely get some really cool displays. Obviously, their poses in the scenes that they come from are not the same scene, of course, but you could definitely still do a really cool setup with these guys. And man, it's just so cool to see Goku and Frieza from the same saga right next to each other like this. I will say, in terms of scaling, I think the Frieza is a little bit smaller than how he would be next to Super Saiyan Goku. I think Goku is a little bit more bulkier than this Frieza figure, like more bulkier than, like, Frieza should be a little bit more bulkier himself, though to be fair, he is also a lot more smaller feeling because, of course, his feet are sort of crunched up into his body for the pose that he's hitting, so that also kind of doesn't help him in terms of size with this comparison, but I still think that these two look really, really good. And obviously, if you're doing a display where Frieza's far away, charging up the ball in the distance, you can kind of use that as an excuse that he's a little bit smaller. But that is going to do it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Let me know what you think of this figure in the comments section below, as well as the BOS line as a whole. If you would like to pick up this figure for yourself, of course, I will leave an Amazon link in the description below. If you do purchase it from there, you can pick it up, and I will get a little bit of an extra cut with no extra cost to you. But definitely only pick them up from there if the price is right. 20 to 25 bucks is definitely what I would pay for this figure. It is a fantastic figure, but I definitely think that that is the price you should be paying. And if you would like to keep on watching these figure videos, you can definitely go support me over on the Patreon. It definitely helps a lot, because obviously that doing figure collecting isn't cheap. Even though I do enjoy it, it does cost a little bit of money, but I appreciate you guys watching the videos nonetheless. Of course, that's the point of this whole endeavor of filming me unboxing these guys, is that you guys enjoy these videos, so I always hope that you guys do. But that is going to do it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. I will catch you in the next one. Dokkan Acids out. Peace.